Can you share the screen? Huh? Oh, yeah, I haven't shared the screen yet. Yeah, right. So can you see? All right, huh? Okay. So today, for this part is we are going to study how to analyze the group data, right? Group data. What's the meaning of group data here? Group data means the data already been transformed into a frequency table. Okay. Group data means the data that have been transformed into frequency table. What's the meaning of frequency table here? This is the example of frequency table. So usually the first column is referred to the class column. Okay, this is the class column. The first column is the class column, and we use X as the column title. You can use X as the column title. X means the class. Okay, for this question. Yeah. All right. Then how about the second column? Second column is the frequency column. Okay, frequency column that represent the number of participants or respondents in each class. I'll close this one. Okay. So for this frequency, this is called as frequency table. Overall it's called as the grouped data. Grouped data. So you may find that for this table, right, all of the classes are given with the single score only. Yeah? Single score, one number only for each class. Okay, so this type of table is called as the single score frequency table. Single score frequency table. Okay, if each class is given only one number. Okay. And besides that, in fact, the frequency table can also be presented in the interval form. If in the interval form, then we call this type of table as the either class interval or the class limit table. Okay, this is another table that we already learned last week as well. So if the classes, okay, are given with a few numbers inside one class, and then we call this as the interval class. Okay, this is interval class, and this is also the X column. All right, and frequency column is here. Yeah, we use F to represent frequency. Okay, so this type of table is called as the class interval frequency table. Okay, so both tables are considered as group data. Okay, both tables are considered as group data. Yeah? So today we are going to learn how to analyze all these group data. Okay, in different way. We are going to study how to calculate the mean, mode, median, standard deviation, variance, CV that you already studied last week. Yeah? Today we're going to focus on the group data, which will involve two formats. One is the class interval format. Another one is the single score frequency table format. Okay, which is this one. Okay, so I'll start with this simple one. We call it a single score frequency table. Okay, how to analyze this data? How to calculate the descriptive statistics such as the mean, mode, median value, or standard deviation. All right. So let us analyze the question first. This is example one. Hopefully you can see the question. Okay, let us analyze the question together. So this frequency table show the number of acorn. I think Steve would like to ask a question. Steve, you raise your hand. Is that because you want to ask questions, Steve? Do you have any question to ask? Okay, let me see the chat. Can you share the screen? Okay, I already shared. Steve, no question, Okay. Okay. If you can just raise your hand, if you have any problem. Steve, I think you already has your hand. Okay. Okay, let us continue again. All right. So let us analyze the frequency table. All right. So this is the number of air conditioner in a house in a residential area in Kuala Lumpur. Is given in the table. So according to this table, there are 25 households have zero aircon. That means no aircon installation in the house. Okay, 25 houses have no aircon. Okay, and then 30 houses or 30 households have one aircon each. Okay, each household has one aircon. at home, and 16 of the household have 2 aircon at home. Okay, and 14 of them have 3 aircons, and 5 of them have installed 4 aircons in the house. That's the meaning of the frequency table. Okay, all right. So based on this table, you're asked to calculate the mean, mode, median. So we'll start with the mean value. All right. So since this is the group data, we call this as group data, already been classified, whereby all the household already been classified into different groups based on the number of conditioner the household have. So this question is considered as group data. Group data. All right. So last week we already studied, right? If you want to calculate the mean value, what is the formula we use? Can you recall for the ungroup data last week? When we want to calculate the mean value, what is the formula we use? I think I use pen, right? Last week, remember? What is the formula we use to calculate the mean value for ungroup data? Okay, I'll be here. All right, I write down. Hopefully you can see. Last week, hopefully you can see. We use this formula, right? Total X divided by N. Last week, right? So we apply this formula when the data are ungroup data. Okay. So for your project 1, you need to use this formula to calculate the mean value. Right. But today you may find that the data already been grouped into different classes, into 5 classes. Okay. So this type of data are considered as group data now. So we cannot use this formula anymore to calculate the mean value. Okay. So what is the formula we have to use then? Okay, we have to use another formula. Okay. We need to use another formula. This is for ungroup data. So today we need to use this formula. Total fx divided by total f. Okay. To calculate the mean value, we need to use this formula today for group data like this. All right. So what is the meaning of this frequency here? This frequency is referred to the second column of the data. It's referred to number of houses. Okay. So total f in this case is equal to 90. So I substitute 90. 90 is from the table, right? Total f. Okay. So the problem now is the numerator. We don't know the value. We need to calculate the numerator, which is f multiplied x. Total of f multiplied x. Okay. Then what is the meaning of fx here? So fx means the value of f multiplied x column for each row. We need to sum. That means in order to get the mean value for the group data, we need to calculate the f multiplied x column. We need to have a column. The name of the column is called as f multiplied x. Okay, which is the second column multiplied with the first column. We need to get the value. Okay, so how to do so? Okay, for the first row, can you see? All right, for the first class, all right, we need to use 25 multiply 0. 25 multiply 0. Okay, 25 multiply 0. Okay. The first column is the class column, right? The second column is the frequency column. So now it's one more column that we need is called as fx column. We need fx column. So how to calculate the fx value for the first row? First row is using 25 multiply 0. 25 multiply with 0. I use this, multiply with 0. So answer is equal to 0, right? Next class is using 30 multiply with 1. So you get 30, right? 30 multiply 1 equal to 30. Third class is using 16 multiply with 2. 16 multiply with 2. So answer is equal to 32. Okay. Third class, okay, next class, the fourth class is using, I think I have to put here so that you're not confused. I put in the wrong column. It should be here. Yeah. Okay. So it's using 16 multiply with 2. Okay. Next class is 14 multiply with 3. So I get 42. Huh? Okay. So continue the same process for the last class as well. F multiply X. So some students may ask, can we use X multiply F? Again, same meaning, right? You can use X column multiply with the F column. It's also fine. Yeah. Okay, so in this case, the last class is 5 multiply with 4. Huh? 20. All right. Some students may ask, do we need to show the working for your project? Huh? For FX column, no need to show the workings. You just need to write down the answer for the FX value. All right. For the class, I just want to show you how to get those FX values. Okay. So you start up 0, 30, 32, 42, and 20. You'll get 124. Okay. 124. What is the mean of 124? In fact, 124 is the total FX value. Is this one. Okay. And this is the numerator. The total FX value is equal to 124. All right. So you substitute 124 to the numerator of the mean. Okay. Yeah. How about the denominator, the total F? Total F is referred to the total value from this column, 90. Okay, so we substitute 90 to the denominator. Substitute 124 to the numerator. So far, so good. Okay, huh? All right, then we simplify. You'll get 1.38 units. So make sure that your X value, this is your X bar value, must within 0 to 4. This is the way you check your answer. Yeah. Your X bar value, which is the mean, must within the range of the X value. Okay, it should be within 0 to 4. This is the way you check your answer. So your answer is equal to 1.38 units. So what's the meaning? 1.38 units. That means that on average, each household in KL, have 1.38 units of air conditioner at home. Okay, each household install 1.38 units of aircon at home. Okay, that is the meaning of mean. So bear in mind, this is the group data, yeah? Group data. So we have to use the formula of total FX multiply total F. We cannot use this formula. Okay, this formula is for group data that we learned last week. Yeah, this one today what we learned is group data. So we need to use this formula. Okay. So in short, in order to get the mean value for group data, you need to build a few columns. You need to get ready a few columns. What are the columns you need? You need the X column, okay, which is the class column. Huh? The first column is called as the class. Second column is the frequency column, okay. Followed by the total FX column. You need the FX column as well. Huh? FX means F multiply X for each row, for each class. Okay, then you get the FX value. Then total out, you'll get the 124. So substitute 124 into the formula of mean, okay, the numerator. Then you can get the answer. Okay, I stop for a while. Any question for group data? So you need to apply this for your project 2. Project 1, we still use the ungroup data. Yeah? For project 2, you need to apply the knowledge of group data. Okay. Okay. Before too late, I think I have one question from the student. Right? Yes. Any question from the online students? I think got one. Yeah.
Teacher.
Yes.
If it's, for example, something like, let's change like now, if instead of number of air conditioner units, you say like number of students. So for example, it becomes 1.38 students. Do I have to round it up to 2, or do I just leave it at 1.38? Because there cannot be like half students.
Correct. Yeah. Logic. Yes. Correct. Because yeah. Then you can say about. Depends on the question. If there's a case here, yeah, correct. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Usually we just leave the answer in 2 decimal places. Yeah, because like number of students, number of aircon usually should be integer number, right? Yeah, quantitative discrete data. Yeah, good. But anyway, usually we leave the answer in 2 decimal places when we want to interpret the value of the descriptive statistics. We leave the answer in 2 decimal places. Yeah. Yeah, you may leave the answer in 2 decimal places as well, also okay. Or integer number, okay? 1.4 units or 1.38 units. Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah, because if you describe the value with too many decimal places, then seems to be is meaningless, all right? Yeah, I know what you mean, okay? But maximum is we try to round the answer to 2 decimal places. If you round to 1 decimal place, it's also fine, okay? I think who asked the question, huh? Is that Bayan? Bayan, huh? Hopefully I'm answering your question. Yeah, I know what you mean because the unit for this is air condition. Air condition supposed should be integer
Answer
number.
my question.
Okay, thanks. Okay. But usually we just leave the answer in 2 decimal places. Okay. 1 decimal place is also fine. Okay. So far so good. So that means in order to get the mean value for the group data, we call this as group data. All right. Group data. That means because all the frequency already been classified into 5 classes. Okay, we call this as group data or frequency table. Group data. Okay. So in short, in order to get the mean value, we need to get ready a few columns. We need X column, which is the first column. We need the frequency column, which is the second column. And lastly is the fx column. Okay. How to get the fx value? We need to use the f multiplied with the x for each class. F multiply x for each class in order to get the fx value. Okay. So far so good for the first measurement, mean. Okay. All right. Then we'll move on to the next measurement. Let me see. Where is the next one? Okay, before we move to the locality measurement, I'd like to share with you how to calculate the variance and standard deviation. Okay, before we go for mode and median. Because some of the information for calculating the variance and standard deviation are quite similar to the mean. All right. So you may find that for the variance, variance we use s power 2. Okay, for group data, the formula is using the 1 divided by total f minus 1. And then multiply with total fx squared minus total fx. Then bracket power 2 divided by total f. Okay, and standard deviation is the square root of variance, in fact. Okay, so in order to calculate the variance or standard deviation, we need to add one more column. Okay, why? Okay, why do so? Okay, because when we calculate the mean, remember we already have the total f value, which is 90. Okay, we already have the total f value, which is 90. We already have the answer for this part. Total fx, we already have the answer as well just now when we're calculating the mean value, which is equal to what value we get just now? The fx value that we calculated just now. $124, right? We already have the answer. So now the problem is the value that we don't have now is the total fx squared. This one we don't have. So that means we need to calculate the value for this one, okay? When we want to calculate the variance or standard deviation. So that means we need to add one more column. Okay, all of my values are missing. Okay, I need to retype. Okay, let me sit down. Okay, so just now we already have the X column. The first column is the class column we already have. Frequency column also already given just now at the beginning. Fx column, this is the one. We have built this column when we calculate the mean value. Okay, this one already have. Okay, so now is we need to calculate the standard deviation. So we need one more column, which is called as the fx squared. Fx squared column. Okay, I try to use power 2. Let me see whether I have power 2 or not. Insert equation or symbol. Okay, I just simply put like this, power 2, something like triangle 2, okay? Fx power 2. Okay, so how to calculate the Fx power 2 for each class? Okay, so the first class is using 0 multiplied with x. Okay, there are two ways to get the answer. You can use the green column, okay, the green column, multiply with the blue column. Right? Green multiply the blue, so is fx is equal to 0. Okay, multiply with the blue column, 0 multiply 0. So answer is equal to 0. Okay, in order to make it clear, I simply use green and blue. This is the green one. This is the blue one. Okay, so how about second class? Also the same. Second class, the fx value is equal to 30 multiply with the x value, which is 1. So I get 30. Okay, 30 is the green one. And 1 is from this column. All right. So we continue the same process for the third class. Third class, fx is 32. Multiply with the x value, fx multiply x, so I get 64. So what is the meaning of fx power 2? Fx power 2, there are two ways to get the answer. You can use fx, okay, but then multiply this is equal to f multiply x. Very funny missing. Okay. I use multiply. Okay, multiplication insert symbol. Okay, so fx power 2 means f multiply x multiply x. So in order to save your time, you can either use the green column multiply with the blue column for each class in order to get the value for fx square. Okay. Okay, then the next step is we try to total up all the fx square value, the fx square value, 0 plus 30 plus 64 plus 126 plus 80, you'll get 300. Okay. So you need to get ready the 4 columns for the frequency table before you can get the variance or standard deviation. Okay, so get ready the x column, f column, fx, and fx square column. And then total out the value for fx, and fx square. That is the technique for calculating the standard deviation. So far, so good. Any questions so far? Okay, all right. Then the next step is to substitute the number, the total value for each column into the standard deviation formula. Okay, so formula no need to by heart. But you have to remember where can you get the formula from? Because today the data that we have are called as the group data. So we need to use this formula. Okay, we cannot use the formula that we learned last week. Formula that we learned last week was this one, right? This formula is for ungrouped data. Today, we need to use this formula to apply for grouped data. Okay, this one. Right, so if you want to calculate the standard deviation by using this formula, you need to get ready the x column, frequency column, which is the f, fx column, and also the fx square column. Okay, I go back to the question again. Okay, so let's try to substitute the number into each variable, right? So 1 is the constant number. You just let it be there. Total f, how to get the answer is from here, the purple one, total f. So substitute this value into here, right? -1 is the constant number. Okay, remain the same. Okay, so now we move on to here. Total fx squared. How to get the answer here? This is the answer. Get from here. All right. So total fx squared is substitute to this part. Maybe I can use a line. Okay. Put here, huh? Total fx squared. Okay, then how about this part? Total fx power 2. How to get the answer total fx is from here, from this column, huh? Total fx. So I use insert again. Insert. This one is checked. Okay, fx squared. This is the total fx value, huh? Substitute to here, right? And don't forget you have to put brackets power 2, huh? It's from the original equation, power 2. And don't forget to put power 2, all right? And then lastly, this one, total f. How to get the total f value? From here, from this column, huh? So substitute to here, all right? So any question on substitution before we simplify this expression? So far, okay, huh? All right. All right, so let's try to simplify this part, all right? 90 minus 1 is 89, huh? 300, we just let it be there, don't disturb. 124, power 2, and then divided by 90. You may leave the answer in 2 decimal places for this part. Huh? One way for you to check the answer is this part, for this part, the value must always less than total fx squared. Okay, so that means if you simplify this part, it should be less than 300, less than the total fx squared. Huh? This is the way you check your answer. Okay, if you simplify, you'll get 170.84 for this part. Okay, substitute to here. Huh? Then you can use calculator, okay, to help you to simplify this expression. Huh? So we use 300 minus 170.84 and then divided by 89, square root of the whole thing. Okay. So bear in mind, your answer for standard deviation always positive, huh? Always positive. And then for this question is in unit, and the acorn is in unit. Okay. So you can leave the answer in unit as well. 1.2 units. So far so good. So far okay. All right. So now is how to interpret the meaning of standard deviation. What is the meaning of 1.2? What is the meaning? Okay, 1.2 is the average difference between the observed 90 household with the mean value. Okay, this is the average difference of the number of acorns owned by the 90 observed household with the mean is equal to 1.2 units. Okay, 1.2 units. So the higher the standard deviation, the more difference of the number of units of acorn owned by the residents in KL. So far, so good. Okay. So in order to get the standard deviation for group data, we need to have few columns. Get ready. We need to have X column. X means the class. Okay. Second column is the frequency column. Get ready. Third column is the FX column, which is F multiplied X. Using the second column multiplied with the first column, then you get Fx. Right? Last column is Fx squared. Fx squared, you can use the green column multiply with the blue column. Okay, then you can get the orange column, which is Fx squared. So far so good, huh? Right? So bear in mind your standard deviation and variance always positive. Okay, always positive. Okay, okay, next measurement. What is the next measurement? There will be mod. Okay, mod. Mod means the most frequent occurs number. Most frequent occurs number. Or that means most frequent number of acorn that owned by the residents in KL. Okay. So we go back to the original table we have. This is a frequency table that we have. How to calculate the mod value for group data. Okay. How to calculate the mod value for group data. Yeah. Okay. We know that mod means the most frequent occurs number, right? So if the data are given in the group format, okay, you need to check, okay, among these 5 classes, which class has the highest frequency? We need to check which class has the highest frequency. We have 25, 30, 16, 14, and 5, right? So if you compare these 5 classes, this class, okay, this second class has the highest frequency of 30, right? The frequency is 30. So that means most of the household have this number of aircon. Okay, so how many aircon? 1. Answer is 1. Okay, so okay, I repeat. In order to get the mod value for the group data, the first step is identify which class has the highest frequency. Answer is this one, right? So that means this is the mod class. This whole class is the mod class. Okay, and the answer is equal to 1. So that means most of the household in the KL residential area have 1 aircon at home. Okay, have 1 aircon. Most of them have 1 aircon. That's the meaning. So far, okay? All right. So for mod is you need to identify the mod class first. How to identify the mod class? The mod class is the class with the highest frequency. Okay, identify the mod class, then identify the mod. Okay. So you have to follow the sequence. Identify the mod class by checking which class has the highest frequency. All right, then identify the mod value. So that means you need to do backward. You need to use the frequency column to identify the mod class. Right? Then from there you can identify the mod value, which is 1. Okay. Okay. Next measurement. What is it? The next measurement will be median. Okay. Median, we know that is the middle number, right? The middle value. Middle value of the aircon that owned by the household. Okay, so for median, okay, for median it's good that you can add 1 column. It's called as the location column or term column, which is this one. Okay, this column, location, or we call it as term. If you don't want to use the word location, you can use term. Also okay, acceptable. RM. Okay, location or term, same meaning. Okay, we need to build a column first, to identify the location of all the terms. I can just put term, location. Okay. So for the first class, the frequency is 25, right? 25. So that means like those households with the least aircon are in the first class, which is 0. So how many of them? That will be term 1 until term 25. Term 1 to term 25 are in the first class, which is with 0 aircon. Right? How to get T1 to T25 is from this frequency column, 25. So that means T1 to T25, those households with the least aircon are in the first class, which is this class. Okay, T1 to T25. T means term, right? Okay, then the next class, which number should we start? We should start from 26, right? Because after 25 should be 26. Until which term? Until term 55. How to get 55? That is 25 plus 30. 25 plus 30, you'll get 55. Okay. So that means term 26 to term 55 are under this class. Okay, and they have only 1 aircon at home. Each of them have only 1 aircon at home. Okay, then next class, the third class, should start from term 56. Why 56? Because before that it was 55, right? So the next class should start from term 56. Until which term? Until term 71. How to get 71? That is 55 plus 16. 55 plus 16. Or you can use 16 plus 30 plus 25. I repeat. How to get 71 here? That is 16 plus 30 plus 25. So I'll get 71. Okay. Sum out these 3 numbers. You get 71. So far, okay, Okay. Fourth class should start from T72, right? Because after 71 should be 72. Until which term? Okay, you can use 14 plus 16 plus 30 plus 25. So it's equal to 85. Okay, another way to get 85 is you can use 71 plus 14. You'll get 85. Okay, 71 plus 14 is equal to 85. Yeah, okay, last class should start from 86. 86 until which class? Until class 90. How to get 90? You can use 85 plus 5. Or you can sum up all these numbers. Okay, it's equal to 90. Or I can just do it manually because I know that the final class has only 5 households. Okay, which I'll start from T86 to T90. Okay, so this group of household have 4 aircon at home. Okay, T86 until T90 household have 4 aircons at home. Okay, each of them have 4 aircons in the house, and that's the meaning. So first step is we need to build the location column first when we want to calculate the median value. All right, for the group data. So far so good, huh? All right. Then second step, what's the second step? Second step is to identify the median class. We need to identify the median class. But how to identify the median class? Okay, you have to use the value, identify the term of median first. Okay, median term. How to identify the median term? Formula now is slightly different. You have to use term of total F divided by 2. Okay, total F divided by 2. This one. Okay. This is for group data. Yeah, we use this one, right? Remember last week when we identified the location of median, right? We use this formula to identify, right? And this is for ungrouped data. We use n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay. But for today, the frequency table are given. Frequency table means the group data. So we have to use this formula to identify the term of median, which is total F divided by 2. Total F divided by 2. Okay, I go back now. Okay, so total F, how to get the total F value? For this question, the total F is 90, right? So we substitute 90 into here. I think the online student had to unmute. You need to unmute. Okay, all right. The online student to mute. Okay. Yeah, you disturb the class already. Yeah. Okay. All right. So okay. Total F is 90. Is from here. All right. So substitute 90 to here. 2 is because of median. Median is 1/2. So this is the constant number. You'll get term of 45. Location of 45 is the location of median. Okay. Term of 45 is the location of median. All right. So now we have to go to this column that we have built just now, the location column we check. Okay. T25 is within which class then? Is that under the first class? No, right? Because the first class is for T1 to T25. T1 to T25 are in the first class. So that means T45 is not in the first class. Okay, out. Okay, now I move to second class. Is that within 26 to 55? Yes. Okay. T45 is within T26 and T55. So that means like this class is the median class. Okay. This class is the median class. Because T45, the median term is within this range. So this is the median class. If this is the median class, then what is the median value? Answer is 1. Okay. Answer is 1. So many steps involved in order to get the median value. You need to build the location column and then identify the term of median. Then identify the median class and then get the median value. Okay, I repeat. How to get the median value for group data? You need to build the location column. First step. Then the next step is to identify the term of median. Right? Then identify the median class. Lastly, get the median value. In this case, it's equal to 1 unit. Okay. So what is the meaning of what median is equal to 1? That means like 50% of the household in the residential area in KL have less than 1 unit of aircon at home. And another 50% of the household in KL have more than 1 unit of aircon. Okay. So far, okay, yeah? All right, then next measurement would be the first quartile. First quartile means 25%. First quartile means 25%. So if you want to get the first quartile value also the same, you need to have the location column. Make sure that you already built the location column. So just now when we're calculating the median value, we already have the location column. So we can using the same column again, location column, all right? Based on the frequency value we have, okay? Our first step, all right? Second step is to identify the term of Q1, term of Q1. Okay, what's the formula now? Formula is we have to use total F divided by 4. Okay, using this formula, this one. Last week, right, when we study for the ungrouped data, we use this formula, right? We use n plus 1 divided by 4. This is for ungrouped data. For group data, which already been grouped in the frequency table, we have to use this formula to get the total F value, this one. Okay, total F divided by 4. We use 4 is because 1 over 4 means 25%, means 1 quarter. Okay, so we use divided by 4. Okay, I go back. Okay, so next is we try to simplify this equation for term. So total F in this case is 90, right? 90. So substitute 90 to here, to the total F. 90, yeah? Divided by 4, you'll get 22.5. Term of 22.5. That is the location of Q1. Term of 22.5. So far, okay? So far, so good? All right, so the next is we need to identify which class is the Q1 class. Okay, 22.5. Let's start from class 1. Class 1 is from T1 to T25. Okay, and then your Q1 is T22.5. Okay, so it's within this range, right? 22.5 is within this range. Here, within this range. So that means this class is the Q1 class. Okay, this class is the Q1 class. The first class is the Q1 class. Because Q1 is T22.5, right? Which is within T1 to T25. So it's in this range, okay? So if this is the Q1 class, then what is the Q1 value? Answer is 0. Okay, 0. So substitute 0 to here. Okay, so what is the meaning of Q1 here? What is the meaning? That means 25% of the household in the residential area have less than 0 aircon. Okay, and another 75% of the household have more than 0 aircon at home, right? So that means 25% of them have no aircon. 25% of the household have no aircon, and 75% of the household have more than 0 aircon at home. Okay. Okay. Next will be the Q3. Q3, Q3 also the same. We need to build the location column. Make sure that you already have the location column, the term column. Okay. So this have to get ready, and then the next step is to identify the location of Q3. So what's the formula? Formula is using this 3 multiply total F divided by 4 now. Okay. We use 3 divided by 4. No need to plus 1 because this is group data. Don't plus 1. Okay. So we use this one. Simplify. Total F in this case, how to get the answer? 90. Substitute 90 to here. Okay. Okay. So simplify, get 67.5. 67.5. That is the location of Q3. Okay, so now we need to identify the class of Q3. Is it in the first class? No, because the first class is for T1 to T25. Okay, so it's not in the first class. Okay, second class also no, because 67.7, 67.5 is more than 55. So it's not in the second class. Okay, out. So third class, is that within this range? Yes. Okay, third class is for 56 to term 71. So 67.5 is under this class. Okay, so this is the Q3 class. This class is the Q3 class. Okay, If this is the Q3 class, then what is the Q3 value? Answer is 2, exactly 2. Right? 2 units. So substitute 2 units into the Q3. Right? So what is the meaning of 2 units here? Q3. That means 75% of the household in the KL residential area have less than 2 units of aircon at home. Okay, and another 25% of the household have more than 2 units of aircon in the house. Okay. The steps seems to be quite a lot, but yeah, this is the way you get the answer for the group data. Huh? Okay. Okay, any questions so far? I think some students may like to ask question. This can be new for all of you. You may not able to study this before. Okay. I think some students want to ask question, right? Can you hear me? Okay, yeah. Brian, okay, yeah. Or Steve. Okay, thank you. Okay. I stop for a while. Or maybe the class got question, or physical student got question, or the online class got any question before we proceed. Q3, okay, huh? Okay, next. So far so good, huh? Okay, huh? So far we already learned how to calculate the locality measurement, like mean, mod, median, first quartile, third quartile, for the single score frequency table. Single score frequency table. Okay, now is, how about if the table now are given in the interval form, like this, interval form. That means one class has more than one score, right? Each class has more than one score. And then we call this type of table as the interval class table. Hey, I think the online student may need to mute your voice. Somebody, I think, is talking. Who is talking? Yeah. I think you need to mute your. You need to mute your mic. Somebody is talking. I think Steve or somebody. Steve, do you have any question to ask, or do you want me to ask any? Do you want me to respond to any question, Steve? So far, okay, yeah? Okay, right, then I'll move on. Okay. Okay, so now we'll move on to the interval class frequency table. We call this as interval class frequency table because each class is given with certain score, right? More than one score. So we call this as the interval classes. Okay, interval classes. So just now, you may find that the classes given are with only one score, right? And for this question, each class has only one number. So this is called as the single score frequency table. Okay, what happens now if each class has more than one number? And then we call this type of frequency table as the class interval frequency table. Yeah, class interval frequency table. You may find that for each class we have 5 numbers. There are 5 numbers in each class now. Okay, and this is also called as group data. Okay, but the classes are given in the interval form now. Okay, let's analyze the question. So there are 10 workers in the Chandra factory within 21 to 25 years old, and etc. Okay, the orders will be from here. 3 of them within 51 to 55 years old. Okay, so we need to understand the question first. So in this case here, this first column is the class column. Okay, this is the class column. The blue one is the class column. And then the number of workers in this case is the frequency column. So class column I use, this is the X, in fact, and then frequency is the second column. Okay, frequency column. We need to understand the table first, the table given. Okay, and what else? Okay, you may find that, right? There is a gap in between 2 classes. Okay, you may find that for the first class, is 21 to 25, right? But the second class is 26 to 30. So that means in between first class and second class, there is a gap, which is 25.1 until 25.9. If a student is 25.6 years old, where should we put? Then there is the problem, right? So that means there is a gap in between two classes. Second class to third class also there is a gap, 30.1 to 30.9. Where should we put the number? And that is the problem. So for the class interval question, right, we have to adjust the class from class limit into class boundary first, the first step. Before we do any calculation, it's good that we can try to adjust the class interval from limit to boundary class. All right. So let us move to the next step. So that means for the first class, we need to put 21 to less than 26. Okay, we need to adjust the class interval. Okay. So the first class is 21 to less than 26. Okay, so the new thing is here now. This part we need to adjust. Okay. Second class also the same. We start from 26 to less than 31. Okay. So continue the same process until the last class is 51 to less than 56. So we need to adjust all this, and this is called as the boundary class now. Okay. The title is also called as H. This is also H class, all right? But now it's in the boundary form. This is also the X, in fact. This is also the X. Okay, adjust first, so that there is no gap in between two classes. That is the first step. All right. So far, so good. Okay. If you want to calculate the mean value, you may find that right. It seems to be each class has a, we call it as the certain number in the class. In order to solve the problem, we need to get the midpoint for each class. Okay, midpoint for each class. In order to calculate the mean value, we need to get the midpoint for each class. Okay, as the single number for each class to represent each class value. All right. So for the first class, okay, where's the midpoint value? We have to use 21. I think I use the formula. I use formula, insert formula. Okay, we need to use 21 plus 26. Then divided by 2 to get the midpoint value for the first class, right? So first class is 21 plus 26 divided by 2. You'll get 23.5. Correct? 47 divided by 2, 23.5. Right. Okay. Then how about second class? Second class is using 26 plus 31 bracket divided by 2. So answer is 28.5 for the second class. Okay. So continue the same process for the last class. Last class is 51 plus 56 divided by 2. So it's 53.5. Okay. So that means we are going to use this midpoint value for each class to represent, okay, the value for each class. So for the first class, we are going to use 23.5 to represent the first class. Okay, the first class score. Second class H value will be 28.5. Third class will be 33.5 and etc. So this is a limitation for group data analysis. This is the limitation. What's the limitation that is? We assume we are going to use the average value for each class to represent the class value. Okay. So for the first class, we assume that all of the 10 workers are within at the age of 23.5 years old. And for the second class, 35 of them, we assume that all of the 25 workers have the same age. What's the age? 28.5. And for the next class, 16 of the workers, we assume all of them have the age of 33.5. For the last class, we assume that these 3 workers, the oldest worker, have the age of 53.5. All of them same. We assume the same age for these 3 workers. And this is the limitation for group data analysis. Okay, we only use the average value, the middle value or the mean value to represent each class. Okay. So far, okay, and then we can use X to represent this column. The midpoint is the X. Okay, this is the X column. All right. So far, so good, huh? Okay, then how about the number of workers? This one is referred to the frequency column. Okay. Frequency column. Okay, so in order to get the mean value, we can use the formula that we learned this morning, which is total fx multiplied with divided by total f. Total fx divided by total f. Okay, how to get the total f value? Do I have the value for total f? Yes, which is the total frequency value is equal to 100. Okay, this 100 is using 10 plus 35 plus 16 until 3. Okay, altogether 100 of them. So this is your denominator for the mean value. All right. So the problem now is we don't have the fx value, right? We don't have the fx value. So we need to build one column. It's called fx. Okay. So how to calculate the fx value for the first class? We have to use 10, right? Just now, okay, we use 10 multiply with 10 now multiply with the x. X now is 23.5. Okay, 23.5. Okay, you simplify, you get 235. Answer is 235. Yeah. Okay, second class also the same. Second class is using 35 multiply with the x value 28.5. So you get 997.5. Continue the same process for the last class. Last class is 3. The f value is 3. Multiply with the x value is 53.5. So you get 160.5. Are you okay with the fx column? This column? So the green column means using the purple column multiply with the blue column. Okay. So for the first class is using 10 multiply 23.5. Second class is 35 multiply with 28.5. Okay. Last class is 3 multiply with 53.5. You'll get 160.5. Okay. Then you sort out all these values. Sort out all these total the fx value, which is equal to 3475. Right. 3475. Okay, since we already have the answer, we have to substitute the number into each variable of the mean. Okay, numerator, total fx. So you substitute 3475 to here as a numerator. Denominator is from here, 100. Substitute to here. So simplify, you get 34.75 years, or about 35 if you round to integer number. So it's 35. Okay.
Sir?
So, yes.
Someone is asking question.
Okay, let us see what is the question. When do we need to round it into an integer, or when do we keep it as a decimal? Yeah, because this is number of workers. Number of this is yes or. If you round the answer to 2 decimal places, also nothing wrong. Also okay, also acceptable. If you round the answer to 2 decimal places. Yeah, it's fine. Just like just now the question, the number of acorns, you can round to 2 decimal places. Okay. It's up to you. Okay. You can round to integer number, or 1 decimal point, or 2 decimal places. All are accepted. Brian. Okay. Maximum 2 lah. Okay. 2 decimal places maximum. So far so good, Okay. Okay, so what is the meaning? Okay, what is the meaning of the mean value, let's say equal to 35? What is the meaning? So that means on average, on average, the workers at the Chandra factory have the age of 35 years old. This is the average age of Chandra factory, which is equal to 35 years old. So quite okay, quite young. Still can consider quite young. All right. So in short, in order to get the mean value for the class interval question, okay, make sure that the class has already been converted into boundary class, right? Then calculate the midpoint value for each class. So we use the lower boundary plus the upper boundary divided by 2 in order to get the midpoint value for each class. We use the lower boundary plus the upper boundary divided by 2 in order to get the midpoint value for each class, right? Then have the F column followed by the Fx column. Usually the F column is given to you, the value already given to you. Fx is Fx means F multiplied the X column. So that means it's using the purple column multiplied with the blue column in order to get Fx value. Okay, so that will be the mean. So far so good. Any other questions besides the rounding problem? So far okay, yeah? Okay. The next question will be using the same data again. We are going to use the same frequency table, but we are going to calculate the standard deviation now because it's related to each other. Yeah? So I'll move on to the standard deviation now. Okay, you may find that for the group data, we're still using the same formula for, even though right, the classes now already changed to interval, but we use the same formula as what we learned this morning, the group data. For standard deviation, formula is equal to 1 divided by total F, then minus 1. Then multiply with total Fx squared minus total Fx bracket power 2 divided by total F. Okay, so if you want to use this formula to calculate the standard deviation, that means we need to get ready a few columns, okay, in our table. We need to have the total, the F value, total F value. Do we have? Yes, we already have the total F value when we calculate the mean. Remember, total F is this one, the purple one, 100, which is from here, from the frequency column. All right, we already have. Okay, then how about this one? Total Fx, do we have the value? Yes, it's from here, from the green column, Fx. Okay, Fx means F multiplied with X for each class. F multiplies. We already have the value when we calculate the mean, which is here. Okay. How about this one? Fx squared, do we have the value now? We don't have. So we need to calculate the Fx squared, which is this column. Power 2. Power 2, I use this, power 2. Fx power 2, and this is power 2, in fact. Okay, how to get the Fx power 2 value? How to get the Fx power 2? You can use the green column multiply with the blue column. Fx power 2 is referred to this one. Means Fx, all right, and then multiply with X again. Okay, I try to find the dot. Okay. Fx squared means Fx multiply X, which is, okay, for the first class is using 235 multiply with X is 23.5. Okay. Two three five multiply with 23.5. 235. multiply with 23.5. So what is the answer you get? Can somebody else use calculator? 235 is here, huh? Multiply with 23.5. Okay. I don't know why the values will be changing. 235 multiply with 23.5. So what is the value you get? Somebody can you give me the answer? Yeah. Okay, so what is the answer? 5522.5. Okay, thank you. Okay, so continue the same process for other classes as well. I think somebody type, online. Somebody helped me to type already. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, good. Okay, so continue the same process for other columns. You can use Excel to help you also if you want. Use Excel. Okay, so continue the same process. You should be able to get the total value for the fx squared is 127475. 127475. Okay, once you have the fx squared value, we should be able to substitute the number into each variable for the standard deviation formula. Okay, we'll start from here. So total f is 100. So substitute 100 to here, this part. All right. Minus 1 is the constant number. Okay, this one, total fx squared, how to get the answer? Is from here, from this column. Substitute to here. Okay. Total fx, this part, total fx is from where? From this column. Okay. This value, 3475, substitute to here. Then remember, you have to put bracket power 2. Okay, how about the denominator? Total f is this number. Okay. Okay, next step is to simplify. Okay, I will suggest, okay, 127475, don't disturb, we just substitute to here, don't disturb. And then this part, okay, we simplify, power 2 divided by 100. You may round the answer in 2 decimal places, right? Round to 2 decimal places. You may find that the value that you get, right, for this one should be less than 127475. This is the way you check your answer. For this value, okay, this part, it should be less than 127475. If the value is greater than 127475, that means something wrong. You have to check your answer, double check. Okay, this part. Okay. Then you can simplify this as well. 100 minus 1 is 99. All right. Then use calculator to simplify the answer. It's equal to 8.24 years. 8.24 years. Okay. Standard deviation is always positive. Remember, standard deviation is always positive. So what is the meaning of standard deviation 8.24 for this question? So this is the average age difference, okay, between the observed 100 workers and the mean is equal to 8.24 years. So that is the average age difference between the observed 100 workers and the mean is 8.24 years. Okay. So the higher the standard deviation, the higher is the age difference among the workers in the Chandra factory. So far, so good. So in order to get the standard deviation, we need to have a few columns. We need to get ready a few columns, standard deviation. We need to have the X column. X means the midpoint column, right? We need to have the frequency column, followed by the fx column and fx squared column. Okay, so need to get ready all this information before we can calculate the standard deviation. So far, so good. Okay, next question. We use the same data again. Continue using the same data. The next measurement will be mod. Okay, so mod we know that is the most frequent occurs number. Okay. So for this question, also the same. Make sure that the classes given are in the interval form. Make sure that the classes are in the interval form. Make sure that there is no gap in between two classes. Okay. First step, you need to adjust the classes from the limit classes to the boundary class. This is called as the limit. The first column is the limit class. Second column is the boundary class. Make sure that there is no gap in between two classes for the boundary class. Okay. So what can we do is we just need to change the upper limit to upper boundary. Just all right. The lower value don't change. Just change the upper value. First step. Very important. All right. Okay. Then the next step is to identify which one is the mod class. Second step. Which one is the mod class? We know that mod means the most frequent occurs value. Most frequent. So we have to go to the frequency column check. Among so many classes, which class has the highest frequency? You may find that this class, right, 35, has the highest frequency. So that means this is the mod class. Okay. This class is the mod class. So that means mod is in that class. Okay, it's in this, within this class. All right. So what is the mod value? The mod value should be within 26, but less than 31. Right? It's within 26, but less than 31. Then what is the exact mod value? If that's the case, we need to use formula. We need to apply formula in order to calculate the exact mod value now. We know that it's within 26, but less than 31. But what is the mod value now? Okay, then we have to apply the formula. Formula not need to by heart will be given during the test. So which formula? This is the new formula that you learn today. This one. This is the new formula. All right. If the frequency table are given in the class interval form, we need to apply this formula to calculate the mod value. All right. So the formula is L mod. What's the meaning of L mod here? L mod means the lower boundary of the mod class. Lower boundary of the mod class. Lower boundary of the mod class is 26. Okay. 26 is the lower boundary. Okay. Then how about this triangle one? What's the meaning triangle one? Triangle one means the model class frequency minus the frequency for the class before the model class. So it's using, okay, this is the mod class frequency. This is the mod class, the frequency is 35, right? So 35 minus 10, you'll get 25. So triangle one means 25. Okay, the triangle one is using 35 minus 10, right? Then you'll get this 25 value. Okay, it's from here, 35 minus 10. How about this one, denominator? Triangle one also the same, 25, 35 minus 10. Okay, triangle two, what's the meaning? Triangle two means the frequency difference between the mod class and the class after. So it's 35 minus 16 is 19. Okay, 35 minus 16, I get 19. So substitute 19 to here. Okay, triangle one and triangle two, okay? New for you, this formula. Okay, I go slowly because this formula is new for you.
Sir, can you explain?
Yes, question?
Can you explain this again?
Triangle two,
Yeah.
Okay, triangle two,
one,
how to get the
triangle
value? Triangle two, this one, Triangle two is using, you can refer to the formula, the description. Triangle two means the mod class frequency minus the frequency for the class after the mod class. Okay, mod class is this one. This class is the mod class. All right, because this class has the highest frequency. So this is the mod class. The frequency is 35. Okay, then how about the frequency after the mod class? Answer is 16, this one. So we use 35 minus 16, you'll get 19. Okay, 35 minus 16, answer is 19. So substitute 19 to here. Am I answering your question? Triangle two
yes.
is 35 minus 16. The red one minus the green one. All right, so substitute to here. Okay, I go slowly because it's the new formula for all you. Okay, then how about the class size here? The C, C means class size. Okay, so class size, you have to use the mod class interval, 31 minus 26. 31 minus 26. Okay, because this is the mod class. This class has the highest frequency. So this is the mod class. Okay, until here, okay? The second step, this one, okay? So 26 is this one, the lower boundary of the mod class, all right? This is triangle one. This is triangle two. So triangle one value for these two always the same, same value. Triangle one means 35 minus 10, 35 minus 10, you'll get 25. Okay, so next step is to simplify this expression. Okay, simplify this. Okay, 25 plus 19 is 44. This part is 44. Okay, this is your boundary class size. Is 31 minus 26 for the mod class. It's from here. So simplify is 5. Okay, so simplify, you get 28.84. One way for you to check the answer is Since this is the mod class, so your mod value must within this range. Your mod value must within this range because this is the mod class. This is the way you check your answer. Okay, must within 26 but less than 31. So if your answer is 28.8, logic, okay. Right? So it's within this range. So it's correct. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
may I ask that why 21 is not the lower mod class boundary?
Okay, 21 is the lower boundary of the first class. Okay. This class is not the mod class. Why? Because the frequency is only 10. Okay. So this is the first class is not the mod class. This class is not the mod class. Why? Because the frequency for this class is 10 only. All right. Mod class is this class, second class, because second class has the highest frequency, which is 35. 35, yeah? Okay, I repeat. Okay, I repeat. Okay, how to get the mod value if the classes now are in the interval form. Okay, how to get the mod value? Okay, the first step is we need to identify the mod class. First step, we need to get the mod class. Which one is the mod class? First step. Okay, how to identify the mod class? You need to go to frequency column, check. Among these classes, which class has the highest frequency? Second class, right? This class, right, has the highest frequency. So that means most of the workers are in this group, all right? So this is the mod class. Okay, the second class is the mod class. If second class is the mod class, then what is the mod value? Then the mod value should be between 26 but less than 31. Okay? The mod value is between 26 but less than 31. Then what is the exact mod value? The problem is we don't know what is the exact mod value because the classes now are given in the interval form. Then what is the mod value? If that's the case, we have to use formula. We need to use formula, but we know that it's within 26 to less than 31. Okay. So what is the formula? You have to copy the formula from the formula sheet. Copy. Okay. Then the next step is to substitute the number into each variable. Okay. Substitute the number into each variable. Okay. So I'll start from L mod. What's the meaning? L mod you can refer to here. L mod. L mod means the lower boundary of the mod class. In this case, here is 26. Okay, substitute 26 to here. Okay, then triangle one you can refer the description from this part. Okay, triangle one means the difference of the frequency between the mod class and before the mod class. So it's using 35 minus 10. So you get 25. 35 minus 10. Okay, so you get 25. How about triangle 2? Triangle 2 is the frequency difference between the mod class and after the mod class. So it's 35 minus 16. You'll get 19. Okay, so substitute the triangle 1 and triangle 2 to here. Okay, this part. CC means the class size for the mod class. Class size is 31 minus 26. Okay, 31 minus 26. So you'll get 5 here. Hopefully, I'm answering your question. So far, okay? I think hopefully okay. All right, this part. All right. So simplify. You'll get 28.8. Some students may ask, can we round the answer to whole number? Yes. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Whole number or at least 2 decimal places or 1 decimal place also okay, acceptable. Okay. So what is the meaning of mod equal to 28.84? 28.8. What is the meaning? That means a majority of the workers from Chandra factory, okay, are at the age of 28.8 years. Or are 28.84 years old. Or you can round to whole number is 29 if you want. Okay. So most of them are 28.8 years old. Majority. Okay. Next will be what measurement? Median. We still have some time. Okay, median. Median. Median, we know that is the middle value. So for this question is we want to find the middle age. Okay, the middle age of the Chandra worker. Yeah, what is the average? The middle age of the general factory workers. Okay. So there are a few steps involved in order to calculate the median value for the class interval question. Okay, first step is make sure that the classes already changed to boundary class. First step, very important. Make sure that there is no gap in between two classes. So we have to use the boundary class. First step. So far so good. All right. Then second step is we need to identify the location of median. Location of median. Okay. Last week, remember when we identify the location of median by using the group data? We use this formula, right? To identify the location of median using this formula. M plus 1 divided by 2. Last week, last week. Because last week we learned the description for group data. But today we have group data. Group data, we need to use different formula to identify the location of median. What formula? We have to use this one now. Total F divided by 2. No more plus 1. No more plus 1. For the group data, right? No more plus 1. So the formula is using total F divided by 2. Okay, so now I go back to the formula. Okay, so we use this formula now, because the data now are in the group data form. So we have to use this formula to identify the location. Okay, total F for this question. What is the total F value? For this question, the total F is equal to 100 exactly. If you total up 10, 35, 16 until 3, the total F value is equal to 100 exactly, right? If you total up the columns, the F columns is equal to 100. So substitute 100 to here. Simplify is equal to term of 50. 50, term of 50. Location of 50 is the median value. Okay, all right. So where now? Which class is the, okay, the next step is to identify the median class. Median class is which class then? Okay, we know that the first class is from T1 to T10. Okay, the workers with the lowest age is within this class. T1 to T10. How to get T1 to T10 is because of the frequency 10 here. Okay, so that means those workers who are the youngest one, the 10 youngest workers are in this group, in this class. Okay, first class, T1 to T10. How about the next class? Next class is from T11 to T45. How to get 11? Because after 10, it should be 11, right? To which term? How to get 45? You can use 35 plus 10. 35 plus 10, you'll get 45. Or you can use 10 plus 35 also, in order to get 35. So that means that term 11 to term 45 are in the second class, in this class. Okay, then how about the third class? Third class should start from term 46. Okay, because after 45 should be 46. Until which term? Until 45 plus 16, you'll get 61. Okay, 61 is 45 plus 16 is equal to 61. Or you can use 16 plus 35 plus 10 is equal to 61. Okay. Next class is from T62 until which term? Until 75. How to get 75? That is 61 plus 14. 61 plus 14, you'll get 75. Okay, or you can use 14, 16 plus 35 plus 10 equal to 75. Next class should start from T76 until 87. How to get 87? That is 75 plus 12. Okay, 75 plus 12. You'll get 87. Next class is T88 to which class? To which term? 87 plus 10 is equal to 97. Okay, so there are 10 terms for this class, 88 until T97. Okay, last class consists of 3, right? 3 members only. From which term? From term 98, 99, and term 100. Okay? Term 98, 99, and 100 are in the last class. So they are the oldest workers in the factory. Okay, 3 of them only, which are T98 to T100. Okay, all right. So T50 is within which class then? Under which class? Under the third class. Okay, median is in this class. This is the median class. Why? Because median term is 50, right? So T50 is within this range. So this is the median class. Okay. So if this is a median class, that means we know that the median value, it should be between 31 but less than 36. The median value is in between 31 and less than 36. Okay, median. Okay, so now the problem is how to get the median value. We know that it's in this range, with the median. So how to get the value for median? Okay, we can use formula. Okay, formula suggested by the statistician. So no need to remember the formula, but you need to know how to use those formula. So this is the formula to calculate the median value if the classes are given in the interval form, no longer a frequency or single score. Then we have to use this formula to get the median value. Okay, we have to understand what is the meaning of all these variables, right? Okay, you can refer to the description below the table. Okay, LM means the lower boundary of the median class. In this case, lower boundary is 31. Okay, this one, lower boundary. This one, lower boundary. So substitute 31 to here. Okay. How about this part? Total F divided by 2. Total F divided by 2, in fact, you already have the answer. Total F is 100. Total F is, you have to total out all this value for the F. You'll get 100. 2 is the constant number because of median. Okay, median is divided by 2. 1 over 2 is median. So you'll get here 100 divided by 2. Okay, how about here, this one? Total F and then M minus 1. What is the meaning? This is the cumulative frequency. Frequencies, you see? Frequencies, that means more than one classes. More than one classes before the median class. Okay. Before the median class, how many classes involved? This is the median class. So before the median class, we have second class and the first class, right? 2 classes. So what are the frequency value? 35 plus 10, you'll get 45, right? 35 plus 10, 45. So substitute 45 to here. Okay, this is the total frequency before the median class. Okay, so it's involved more than one class. 35 plus 10, substitute to here, 45. How about this one? This is FM, that means the frequency at the median class. Exactly at the median class. Median class is this one. So 16 is the frequency for the median class. So substitute 16 to here, to the denominator. Okay. C is the class size. Class size, we have to use the upper boundary minus the lower boundary of the median class. So it's 36 minus 31. Okay, 36 minus 31, you'll get 5. So simplify this expression. You may find that your answers should be in. It should be between 31 to 36. That is the way you check your answer. Your answer for this question should be between 31 to 36. Okay, so the answer is 32.56. 32.56. So what is the meaning? That means 50% of the factory workers are below than 32.56 years old. And another 50% of them are more than 32.56 years old. Okay. So that is the meaning of median. So far so good, huh? Okay, then Q1. Q1 means the first quarter, first quarter or 25%. Okay. So for Q1 also the same. Make sure that the classes already arranged in the boundary form. No more gap in between 2 classes. First step. All right. Second step is to identify the location of Q1. Location of Q1. What is the formula now? Formula is using total F divided by 4. No plus 1. Okay. Don't put plus 1. It's total F divided by 4. All right. Divided by 4 is because 1 quarter. Okay. So simplify. Total F is 100. You have to sum out all this. Okay. You get 100. So it's equal to term of 25. Okay. Term of 25. Okay. Next type is to identify where is the location of term of 25? Where is the term of 25? Let us check. We have to go to this column and check. First class is for T1 to T10, right? This class is for T1 to T10, so up. Q1 is not under this category, It's not in this range. So that means the first class is not the Q1 class, out. Okay, we move to second class, check. Second class is for T11 to T45, And T25 is in between here, right? 11 to T45. Okay, yes. So this is the Q1 class, right? This is the Q1 class because T25 is between T11 and T45. So this is the Q1 class. If this is a Q1 class, then that means the Q1 value is between 26 to 31. It's between this 26 to 31. That is the Q1 value. Okay, the problem now is we need to identify the exact Q1 value, right? So what is the formula? We need to modify the formula from the median value formula. Okay, what is the formula that we need to change? Then we need to change this to 4 instead of 2. Right? Just now we used 2 for the median. For first quarter, we have to change this to 4. This one, change to 4. All right, and then N we change to Q, all right, Q1. So we need to use this formula to calculate the exact value of Q1. Okay, let's start. Okay, LQ, what is the meaning of LQ here? LQ means the lower boundary of the Q1 class. Answer is 26. This value, up lower boundary 26. So substitute to here. Okay. How about this part? Total F divided by 4. Total F, we have 100 frequency. Frequency is 100. So substitute to here, divided by 4. 4 is because now we want to get the median value. So we put, now this is the Q1. So we have to put 4, right? Okay, how about this part? Total frequency before the Q1 class. Okay, before Q1, there is only one class, right? Which is this one. So we check what is the frequency, 10. Right? Because only one class, so we just need to sum out the frequency for this class in now, 10. So put here, 10. All right. If there are some more classes before the Q1 class, we need to sum out all the frequency, But for this question, there is only one class before the Q1 class. So we substitute 10 value to here. Okay. Okay, how about this one? Frequency at the Q1 class. Frequency is 35. This one, 35. So substitute to here. Okay. Okay, next is this one, the class size for the Q1 class. Class size is using 31 minus 26. Okay, 31 minus 26. 35 is the red one, so I change to red color. All right. This one should be 35. Is from here. Okay, simplify. I get 28.14. Okay, 28.14 answer. So what is the meaning of 28.14? That means 25% of the workers are below than 28.14 years old, and another 75% of the workers are above 28.14 years old. Okay. Q1, okay, Okay, I'll move to Q3 now. Okay. We'll use the same data again. All right, we'll use the same data. How to get the Q3 value? Make sure that the first step is the classes already changed to boundary class, no more gap. First step, Second step is to identify the location of Q3. Okay, so what's the formula now? Formula, we have to use this one. 3 multiply total F divided by 4. Okay, no plus 1, Okay, because this is group data. So don't plus 1. Use this one, Okay, so substitute total F is go to 100. Substitute here, we'll get 75. Okay, so that means Q3 is at the term of 75. Okay, next step is to identify the Q3 class, the class. Okay, so we check one by one. We know that the Q3 is at the term of 75. Is that within the first class? No, right? First class is for T1 to T10, so out. Is that under the second class? No, also. Third class? No, because third class is until term 61. Okay, term 75 should be within. Where is that? Oh, here, exactly here, somewhere here. It's at the end of class number 4. Okay, so it's still considered as class 4. Okay, T75 is within this range. It's at the end. Okay, so your answer should be about 40 point something. Okay, it should be within this range. Okay, so we know that the Q3 value is within this range. But what is the exact Q3 value? We have to use formula now. Okay, we have to modify the formula. Okay, this part we need to modify. Okay, we have to change to 3 divided by 4. Others are the same. Okay, let's try. Okay, so this one, this is the lower boundary of the Q3 value. Is equal to 36, right? Substitute this value to here. This one, you have to substitute the 100 to the total frequency. Substitute to here. So simply, okay, 100 substitute to here is the total of this column. Okay, how about here? This is the total frequency before the Q3 class. Before the Q3 class. Okay, let's check. before the Q3 class. This is the Q3 class. So before Q3 class, we have 3 classes here. So we need to sum up all these 3 frequency value. 16 plus 35 plus 10, you'll get 61, right? So total out these 3 frequency value because these are the classes before the Q3 class. So sum out these 3 values and then put here 61. How about this one? Frequency exactly at the Q3 class, answer is 14. Okay. This is the Q3 class and the frequency is 14. So substitute to here. Okay. C is the class size for the Q3 class. Q3 class is using 41 minus 36. Okay. 41 minus 36, you'll get this part. So simplify, you'll get 41 years. Okay. Exactly equal to 41. Okay. This one should be simplified. Okay, you get 41 now. Okay. So what is the meaning? What is the meaning of 41 years old? What is the meaning? So that means 75% of the workers are below than 41 years old, and another 25% of the workers are above 41 years old. Okay. So now it's 10:41. Okay. So far so good, huh? All right. So that means at the moment we already learn how to use formula to calculate the descriptive measurements for the group data, either the single score frequency table or using the class interval frequency table. Yeah? So far so good. So far okay, yeah? Okay, we still have a few more minutes. Okay, I'll go through. All right. So some students may ask, then how about other measurements? Like, for instance, CV and skewness. For CV and skewness, no matter how, whether it's group data or ungrouped data, okay, you still have to calculate the standard deviation and mean in order to get the CV or the SKP. Okay. 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 Besides using formula to calculate the mod value just now, for the mod, right, we already learned how to use the formula to calculate the mod. Right? Is there any other method that we can use to identify the mod value? Yes. Answer is we can roughly estimate the mod value using histogram. Okay. So I'd like to show you also the steps involved. How to estimate the mod value using the histogram. Okay. So at first we need to draw the histogram, all right, using the data that we have. All right. So let's say I use this data. I copy the data from here. All right. I already created the data. This one I think I close it. All right. Okay, I'll start with the histogram. All right. This one I try to increase the size so that you can see. And I put okay, delete. Okay, let's say I delete. Okay, we'll do it again. All right. One more time. Okay, assume that now is you're asked to draw histogram and then from the histogram identify or estimate the mod value. How? Okay, let's say we have the class data and also the frequency column we already have. You're asked to draw the histogram from this frequency table and then estimate the mod value. How to do so? Okay, so at first we'll highlight these 2 columns, right? Then go to insert. Then we choose this one, the first icon. Here, right? Insert and then choose the first icon, 2D column, right? Okay, you may find that there are some areas of improvement required in order to improve the presentation of the histogram, because suppose there is no gap in between, right? 2 classes or 2 bars. Okay, so before we without any improvement, we need to have a better layout. So I'll go to quick layout and I'll choose layout number 9, right? In order to improve the presentation of this histogram. I'll choose layout number 9. Choose layout number 9, this one. All right. So because we only have we call it as the The edge information we only have from factory general factory. So we do not need the legend. Can delete the legend in order to save the space. All right. And how to cross the gap? Okay, we already learned, but I think we have new students. So I'd like to show you again one more time how to cross the gap for the between the two bars. So at first you have to move your mouse cursor and right-click the mouse by pointing to any of the bars. So I'll choose this one, pointing this bar by right-click my mouse. Okay, yeah, I'll choose format data series here. Then on the right-hand side, you should be able to see a message box. Okay, go to the gap width, we choose 0%. So that we want to remove all of the gaps between two bars. So now you go back, left-click your mouse by clicking on the diagram. Okay, what else need to improve? We need to add the border line for each bar, right? So you move your mouse cursor and left-click any area of the histogram. Left-click. Right, then you should be able to see this. Okay, right-click the mouse. Okay, then we choose this one, outline. Right, we choose black color, so that we'll add border for all of the bars or the classes of the bars. Okay, what else do we need to improve? We need to add the title, right? So for the title, the S column, what is the title? You can either put boundary class or you can put age, right? This is in age, and then I think it's in years unit. Okay, so you can copy the title from your original class column, right? How about the Y? Y in this case is the frequency or number of students. You can either put number of students. If you don't want, then you can put frequency, also okay. Yeah, same meaning. Title, you can just simply put histogram. Lastly, you can try to improve the graph again by adding the X and Y axis. So if you want to add the X axis line, what you can do is you can just left-click the mouse by pointing to any area of this box. You should be able to see a small box, and then you right-click the mouse by pointing to any area of this box. Right-click. Then you should be able to see the format axis. You choose this one. All right. Choose this fill and line, and choose line. Okay. Choose solid line, and the color you need to change to black color. Okay. Lastly, Y also the same. The Y axis also the same. Okay. Left click the mouse by pointing to any area until you see a box. All right. Then you go to choose this one, the fill and line icon, and choose solid line and change the black color. Okay. So now is how to estimate the mod value. Okay. You have to draw a straight line. Okay, by using your ruler. You have to use ruler. So I'm going to try to use ruler. Okay, I'll try to copy this. Okay, and then I'll paste to the Microsoft Word. Okay, I'll paste to Microsoft Word. I think for your project 2 also the same. Okay, you create your histogram using Excel. All right, then after that you copy the histogram for Excel to Microsoft Word. Okay, I try to increase the size so they can see. All right. Okay, so now is how to identify or estimate the mod value from your histogram. Okay, you need to draw two straight lines. One is from this point. You have to choose the highest bar. The bar with the tallest height, okay, the highest height, this one, which is this one, right? So you join this point to this point, okay, by drawing a straight line, joining this corner to this point, all right? And then how about the second point? Second line is you have to join this point, this corner, to this point. So I have it drawn yesterday. Okay, I move my line to here. You have to join this point to this corner. All right. Then go to the intersection point between these two orange lines. Yeah? Then you have to draw a straight line, a vertical straight line. Okay, I use yellow color. Okay, draw a vertical straight line. Okay, until touching the x-axis. Okay, until here. So this is the point of mod. The mod value is here. So it's about 60 plus, all right, 63, about that. So it's not so accurate as if you are using the histogram. Sometimes it might not be so accurate. You can only get rough value of the mod from the histogram. It's about 63. Okay, it's here. Okay, this value. So my suggestion is better to use formula instead of using the histogram. Okay, to draw to identify the mod value. I think we are running out of time. Yeah, I need to give 10 more minutes for the lecturer to come out. So, okay, I just stop until here. All right, and so today we already learned how to calculate the descriptive measurements for group data, which involve the single score frequency table and also the class interval frequency table. All right. So during the tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to draw the object curve, how to identify the median Q1 and Q3 by using the object curve. Okay, and then for your project, okay, we have 10 more minutes. For your project, make sure that you have to form your groups by week. By this week, okay, this week Friday, you need to form your group already. You must confirm your group already by this coming Friday. So group leaders, for those who haven't formed the group leaders, please indicate the name of your team members on the canvas, and also indicate the title. All right. So during the tutorial, I'm going to teach you also how to present your report using Microsoft Word, and also how to submit your report during this week tutorial. Okay. And coming week there will be no class because of Hari Raya. Coming week no class. So after this week, I'll see you in week number 5. This week is week 3. I'll see you in week 5. Okay, thank you for coming. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, I need to say goodbye to the online student as well. Okay, attendance, have you attendance? Okay, no, not yet. No.
Thank you, sir.
Attendance, attendance. Okay, sorry, your attendance need to take attendance for today. Sorry, I didn't give to you. Please take attendance. Okay. You may leave now if you want. If no other issue, you may leave now. Yeah. Thank you. And then online student, let me see. Online students, okay. If no other question, I'll just end the recording.